Hello, I'm Adam, and this is in.pencil. This video is a part 2 to the previous video that Jess recorded that I will put up in the top right corner of the screen for you to look at. Basically going through her Switch collection, talking about what games she enjoys, what games she's beaten, what games she hasn't beaten, what games she hasn't even played yet, yada yada yada. And we thought it'd be fun if we did a part 2 with my collection. So my collection is much less impressive from hers. I'm not a gamer per se. I like games, but they're like if you were to do a pie chart of my hobbies, they would be a very small sliver. So please don't judge my taste in video games based off, first of all, my Switch collection, but on the games that are just here, because I have other games and other things I like to do outside of gaming. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some of these games. I'll just start with the two that are in front of you. So, if you don't, this is 3D World. They were released for Switch with Bowser's Fury. I've really enjoyed Bowser's Fury and what I've played so far of 3D World. If you go back in the in.pencil archives, you will find us attempting to do a playthrough of 3D World and then getting sidetracked with basically anything else that's going on in our lives and not completing it. So there's probably like 2 parts or 3 parts up. So, but 3D World is a great game. I played it on 3DS. I haven't really finished it on the Switch, and that's going to be a running theme throughout this whole video with games I haven't really completely beaten yet. But I have completely beaten Mario U. Yeah, it's an unimpressive Mario Brothers title, and you know, it's kind of a required reading for anyone that owns a Switch. Mario 3D All-Stars, the unnecessarily limited release that includes 3 of the best Mario 3D platformers ever made, along with a soundtrack, but omits unnecessarily, in my opinion, Super Mario Galaxy 2. So a mediocre collection, but 3 great games nonetheless. My least favorite of which would be Mario Sunshine, because it's so obscure and different that I just never really could completely buy into the whole premise. We'll move on to this new game that new game, I say. This is a re-release of a like DS game, I think. I don't even know. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I believe it's a puzzle game. I think I've started playing it a little bit, but I've never actually like finished it. So that's a thing. Tetris Effect Connected. Just a really cool version of Tetris for the Switch. I like Tetris 99, which is just an online version of Tetris, and I like this release as well. This is a really cool spin on a very basic game, so check it out. Then we got Skyrim. I hate this game. I love it's funny because I love the Fallout series, but I'm not a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series, and so I picked up this game just to give it a try. I think I'd previously tried playing it on the Xbox at some point, and then I probably got rid of it or something. But I picked it up because I saw it in the store, and I was like, all right, let's give this another try. I really tried to get into Skyrim, and I can't. The high fantasy genre to me is like hit and miss, and I can't get into Skyrim, but I have it, so nothing else to say about that. This is the Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed Ecto Edition thing. This is kind of an online Ghostbusters game. There's really not a whole lot to it as far as I can tell. You're basically just playing online with other people catching ghosts. So it's a cool little kind of, pick up and play whenever you're bored and then set it back down whenever you're bored with it kind of game. And we have Mario Golf. I bought this while I was overseas and had nothing else better to do, so I tried getting to Mario Golf Super Rush Again, just like Skyrim, I tried getting into it and I just couldn't. I was pretty easily bored with it. So, but it's a sports game. So, if you know me and you know how I feel about sports. All right, there's Mario Odyssey, another required reading Switch game. This is it's absolutely phenomenal. Probably one of the best I think 3D Mario games, tied with 64. But truly a great game. All kinds of hidden secrets and Easter eggs, and it's something that I will say, to take away from it a little bit. When I played it once, and then I try and go back and play it again, I don't find a lot of replayability with it. But I really enjoyed my first playthrough with it. Again, while I was overseas. So great game. I just bought this game. I've tried playing Paper Mario games before. I know this is a re-release from, like, I believe the GameCube era, if I remember correctly. I've tried playing Paper Mario before. I never could really get into it, but I bought this game like maybe a week ago, and I'll eventually get around to giving it another try. Let's see. Mario RPG. Basically the same situation with this game. I played the original when it first came out on Super Nintendo 100 years ago, and it was good to my recollection, but I was excited to see a re-release for it, and I've started playing this a little bit, but again, life gets in the way, and I never really finished it. But it's the first RPG for Mario, so there you go. Mario Party All-Stars. I bought this game thinking I had friends, and I was wrong. I do have friends that play this game, but they all have lives and kids, and so my intentions were to be able to play this occasionally with them, but my intentions were heavily misguided, as it turns out. We'll go with Pokemon Pikachu. A couple years ago, I decided I wanted to pick up a Pokemon game and give it a try, and then I never did. So I bought it, but I never played it. So we'll go with Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Seeing as how I'm an elder millennial, I thought this would be a fun thing to pick up. And I think I downloaded like an iPad version at some point and played it while I was overseas a little bit. But this version for the Switch is very good. It's an online fighting game. A lot of unlockable characters. But for me, it's kind of like the Ghostbusters game, where you pick it up, play it for a little bit until you're bored with it, and then you set it back down. It's not really something I can like sit there for hours and play, but still, it's Power Rangers, and that's part of my life. Okay, Red Dead Redemption. Okay, so I actually played the second Red Dead Redemption before I played this version. Not this version, but on the Xbox, I played Red Dead Redemption 2. Was blown away by it. Went back and played Red Dead 1 a little bit on the Xbox, and loved it so much that I picked it up on the Switch. So there's not much else to say other than this is one of the best games made of all time. Not the best port, because there's a little bit of downgrading that has to go on to get to the Switch, but still, great game. Mortal Kombat. Growing up on the Super Nintendo, I played the first Mortal Kombat and really enjoyed it as a fighting game, and along with Street Fighter and some of the other ones like the Power Rangers game from back then. The new one's the same, but it's a fighting game. This game was really it's a fighting game, but the story is kind of a retelling of the Mortal Kombat story. It kind of held me in until the very end. So I really enjoyed all the different elements that they put into the story along with the fighting of it. So it's a great game. Played it all the way through. Recommend if you grew up on the Super Nintendo or any other fighting games, pick it up. Life is Strange. I know a lot about this game, but I haven't. I've started playing through the first section, or the first, the first game, because it is the collection, right? So I started playing the first one, and enjoyed what I was doing, but again, life gets in the way, so I never actually finished it. I will get around to playing this some more at some point. Compelling story. I actually don't know what Cthulhu Saves Christmas is. I think Jess gave this to me or something, or maybe I got it from somewhere else, I forget. I will get around to eventually figuring out what this is. Luigi's Mansion 3. This is another one of my well-intentioned purposes where I bought the game intending to play it, and then subsequently never did. I've never played any of the Luigi's Mansion games. But I wanted to, and I do want to, and I think I might make this, like, Jess and I are talking about maybe making this like a Halloween game, like doing it for in.pencil on the channel for Halloween. To be determined, but I have it, and it's here in my possession. Mario Kart 8. I treat this like, let me give this plastic. I treat this like a better version of the other online games that I talked about already, where I pick it up, play it for a bit until I'm kind of done with it, set it right down, pick it back up. It's a classic. It's a go-to game. I grew up on the original Mario Kart, for the Super Nintendo. Kind of skipped some of the generations of Mario Karts due to life things, and then picked up. I think I played Mario Kart Wii for a bit, but Mario Kart 8 it's been around for a long time, since the Switch came out, and before the Switch came out, it was on the Wii U. Yeah, Mario Maker 2. I really enjoyed the original Mario Maker, and on the Wii U, and the version that was on the DS or the 3DS, I forget which. I think it was the 3DS. So I picked up Mario Maker 2. Same as with the others. It's fun to pick up, play for a while, and then put back down. I think I discovered that I'm more a fan of narrative stories than I am of like online games and that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja. I bought this game strictly because I had the Joe and Mac for Super Nintendo growing up, and this is, I think, like a sequel or a remake or something. So I picked it up and I played it, and I like it, and that's all I have to say about that. Jay and Silent Bob Mall Crawl. This is a game that I bought originally when it came out digitally, and I bought the regular NES version that I found somewhere in some game store, I believe in Tennessee, and then I bought the Switch version. It's a great little like beat 'em up game that I really enjoyed. Played it all the way through. It's really funny and kind of quirky. It's just a throwback to like the old school, NES and Super Nintendo era 8-bit, 16-bit beat 'em up games. Yeah, it's just funny and quirky and a good game. Let me start a new pile over here. This game, Mario and Rabbids. I picked it up strictly because I was just looking for Mario games, and I hated this immediately. So if anybody wants this, no, I'm kidding. But it's not. I don't like it. I know some people like this kind of stuff, but not for me. Mario Brothers Wonder. Yeah, this is a quirky take on the Mario Brothers thing, and it's really good. Just like the Mario Brothers U and the Odyssey and that kind of stuff, it's required reading, but God, it is very good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the Sonic games like together here, because I really enjoyed Sonic on Sega Genesis growing up, and I bought these wanting to kind of re-experience that. Sonic Frontiers, 3D platformer kind of thing, kind of Mario Odyssey Breath of the Wild type situation. I took away from it being closely related to Breath of the Wild in some ways, like the aesthetics and stuff. It's okay. Like, I didn't play all the way through. I think I got to one boss and I couldn't beat the boss, so I was like, screw it. Like, I don't have that much energy to like invest into Sonic right now. Sonic Superstars, I haven't started playing yet, and this is a relatively new game, so I haven't actually started playing it, but I think, if I recall correctly, it's a throwback to like a lot of the original like 2D Sonic games. And Sonic Origins is literally the 2D games with different sort of mixes and stuff on it. So, yeah, super impressed with Sonic Origins. So, if you want to play some Sonic games, there you go. Smash Brothers. This situation is the exact same as Mario Party, wherein I bought this game thinking I had friends, realized I did not have friends, and subsequently never actually played it. I think I tried playing like a single player mode, and I was like, okay, I don't really get this. I never played a Smash Brothers game like fully before, so maybe I'll get around to digging into this at some point. Maybe I won't. I have it, and it's here, and that's where it'll stay. Yoshi's Crafted World. Just another Yoshi game. It's beautiful. Aesthetically, it's beautiful. I haven't beaten it all the way through. I've gotten pretty far. It's a Yoshi game, so there's really not a whole lot I can say about it. People who play Yoshi games don't already know. So, and then we got Tropical Freeze. Same with this, the exact same situation as with Yoshi on this one. Bought it because I knew the original, Donkey Kong Country games from the Super Nintendo. Love them, and this is basically another version of that. So it's good. I've played part of it, I think. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Link's Awakening. I bought this exclusively because I wanted to play it and talk to Jess about Zelda. Because every time we talk about Zelda, I feel like the uninformed student who's trying to learn from the master. So I bought a couple Zelda games. I actually have Tears of the Kingdom 2, but I loaned it to a friend and haven't asked for it back yet, and probably won't, because it's this Zelda. It's a thing. I really like A Link to the Past. Aside from that, I find it very difficult. The barrier to entry for me is too high. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it. But I'm trying. I've tried Breath of the Wild. I got maybe a quarter to halfway through the game. I don't know. Link's Awakening, I haven't played it yet. I never played the original version either. I have a lot of games that I need to dig into at some point whenever I get bored from making videos and stuff. South Park Fractured But Whole. This one, along with the original South Park, not the original South Park game, but the Stick of Truth. I've played through both of them. Really enjoyed them. There were some things about them I didn't like. Some of the quirks with like the combat. I don't like turn-based combat that much, but it's South Park, and I love South Park. So I give it a shot. It's pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing the new South Park game that is coming out at some point in the next year or so, probably. I don't even know. Okay. The Angry Video Game Nerd game. I have no idea what this is. My understanding is it's a very difficult, like, 2D platformer, beat 'em up, retro style, 8-bit, 16-bit style Angry Video Game themed set of games. And from my understanding, it's very difficult. So maybe whenever I have time to invest, I'll get around to actually digging into this. I bought it because I like Angry Video Game. I like Cinemassacre in general. So yeah. And then we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I don't generally like sports games, like the Mario Golf game I didn't really like. I played the original PlayStation game of Pro Skater 1. Of course, me being kind of a fan of pop punk and emo and stuff, skate punk. I like the soundtrack to it. So when this came out, I had to pick it up. But this version I haven't played yet, but I played the original versions on PlayStation. Then I have Sega Genesis Classics, which is just like what it sounds. Just a collection of classic Sega games. So I do have a lot of like original Sega games, like in my collection. But if I ever just want to feel like playing something from back then quickly, I have it accessible to me. I also have, I believe, like an Atari collection. It's the same thing. So, and then last but probably not least, I don't know yet, is Untitled Goose Game. Jess and I have actually been meaning to play this on the in.pencil channel for it got like 2 years, but we've just never gotten around to it. I know it's like a meme game or something. Like by meme, I mean like it's a popular like Among Us type game, like where it's good for like YouTube videos and stuff. But we haven't actually gotten around to digging into it. But I do have it if at some point we ever decide to do that. And now last but certainly not least is Superliminal. I love this game. I love games that are like walking games that are really quirky, like Portal. Portal 2. This one, the Stanley Parable. I like these kind of games that are like kind of puzzly, kind of quirky. Like especially whenever the narration is really good, like in Stanley Parable. But this game is amazing. When I saw this was coming out, and this little deluxe box set looking thing, I was compelled to pick it up. So they got the regular case, they got the metal case. They have some other goodies in there too. So yeah, Superliminal, and that is my entire Switch collection. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I'll try and edit it down. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and happy to hear your feedback. Maybe you have some games that you want to suggest that I play based on my limited set of interests and range of varying time availability and stuff like that. Like some shorter narrative based, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching.